welcome back. Zwide's historic Dan Qeqe Stadium is still in need of repairs, despite previous assurances that it would get a facelift. eNCA's Justin Ford went to find out why the refurbishment work has stalled.
The Dan Qeqe Stadium is a stadium rich in history, but as it stands, it unfortunately does not have a future. It is in need of some serious upgrades, and I am joined by the MMC for Sports and Recreation in the Nelson Mandela Bay area. Mr. Abasi Qabana joins me to talk about the work that needs to be done at the stadium. Mr. Qabana, thank you very much for joining us. Work needs to be done here. What are the plans to make sure that this again becomes a facility that can be used by the community of Zwide?
This is basically the home of Siyakolisi. It's a home of Dan Qeqe. It's the home of Zwide. It's the home of Peter Mkata. It's the home of all rugby greats. It is indeed in need of an attention. It should be rehabilitated so that our kids can come and play here. You'll also understand that a child in sport is a child out of court. Sometime last year, we did meet with the stakeholders about the upgrading of the facility. Then the municipality has submitted a request for funding so that this facility can be rehabilitated in order to reach its former grade and surpass it and tell the story of the African people who have been playing here since the days of SACCOs, since the days of the non-racial sport, where we will say there can be no normal sport in an abnormal society. As you can see here, the stadium is still abnormal. It must be normalized so that we can play the normal sport. The Nelson Mandela Bay municipality does indeed, in conjunction with the stakeholders, to upgrade the stadium. Once everything has been done, you will also, the space that we are in, it is highly legislated. We'll have to wait for the council resolution to pass the budget for the stadium to be built.
As mentioned, home of Siyakolisi, before he received an opportunity to go to Grey High School. A special occasion happens on Saturday at Grey High School where they will name the first rugby fields after him. He has mentioned to us in an interview recently to eNCA that his hope and dreams and his personal belief is that he wants to be able to lend a hand to assist in upgrading the stadium and getting it back to his former glory. Is that something that the stakeholders are willing to engage him with to make sure that he also plays his part?
It is only a wrong-thinking person who can refuse any assistance to rehabilitate the facilities. Any helping hand should be welcomed by the stakeholders.
Lastly, once the rehabilitation takes place, there's maintenance that needs to form part of the process following that to ensure that it stays in peak condition, protection against the elements around in the community. How important is that? Is that part of the planning when the rehabilitation is completed?
It is indeed, simply because with the municipality we are also drafting a plan where we have also established the facility management committees who will be here as well and work in conjunction with the municipality. Because what we want our people to have an ownership of these stadiums. They must stop to becoming a white elephant.
Well, there it is. The hope is that the Dan, as they sometimes refer it to, is restored to its former glory, and that Springbok captain Siyakolisi can once again come out and run onto this field and really be proud of what has been achieved post the rehabilitation of the actual stadium. Justin Ford, Zwide.